Talk to me about your quarantine work. Like, how is this affecting you right now?
Well, I'm supposed to be in front of audiences right now, and so there are no audiences at this point, right? We can't. It was interesting because they started lowering the gathering numbers. Like, you can't have a gathering over 200. Then it went to 100, and then 50. Now it's like 10 or something like that. And so, like, what we do, we can't really do without an audience or people. So now everything is virtual. But I am doing the social distancing dance parties. So I go to neighborhoods and I go to communities and I tell them to stay in their yards or on their doorsteps or at least 6 feet away from other families that are coming to participate. And so that's my pivot, and that's what I've been doing. I have two more scheduled this week, and I don't really need a whole lot, but I do it on donations, and so I don't charge a fee. I just take donations. And so whatever people want to donate to a starving, we're not starving, but to a to a performer, an artist, a DJ that needs a little bit of money, I just say, yeah, whatever you want to donate. And so I do that, but I also do it as a community service because a lot of people like it. And so I don't want people to be, oh, we can't afford you. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Just let me come and whatever you can donate, you can donate. So I'm doing that. I'm doing virtual dance parties. I'm also doing virtual game shows. I'm doing a whole sort of virtual stuff. So, and what I'm seeing right now, if this is still for the bonus content, is a renaissance in the mobile DJ industry.
Talk to me
And
about that.
it's so fascinating. I have been watching. So when this all started, let's say 4 weeks ago, right? DJs were all out there. And so I'm on Facebook with all these friends from all over the country and all over the world. And I am watching them evolve. And I haven't posted it yet, but I really want to say I think we're in the middle of a DJ renaissance. And it's very interesting because when everything got canceled, so everything went down, and it was the week before the world's biggest DJ conference in Las Vegas.
Whoa,
And they
okay.
canceled it 3 days before we were all supposed to go to Las Vegas. Everybody had their plane tickets. We were all going there, and it all just it all came down like all at once. Like that first, I think it was that second week of March. And so that first week of March, that second week of March, whatever, we had this DJ conference in Vegas. I was supposed to present at that conference. And so we all went virtual. And with that conference, I watched the first day and I was like, oh, this is terrible. Nobody knows how to present online, which I get because, these guys weren't prepared 3 days ago to present virtually. So I called up another one of my DJ friends and we collaborated together with another DJ the day of the earthquake here in Utah, Wednesday, whatever that day was. We went over to his house. We created a virtual studio, and I did my presentation with a 3-camera shoot, microphones, studio monitors, all the stuff, and everybody was super impressed. They're like, oh my gosh, that was the best virtual presentation ever. I just saw what was being done and how terrible it was, right? And I was like, my presentation can't be that way. So with that being said, that is what's been happening in the DJ industry. So all the DJs are now sequestered at home. They have to perform, right? Fridays and Saturday nights, they're usually either doing a wedding, they're at the club, doing a bar mitzvah. None of them can do that now. So they're all online doing this. And now they're streaming their DJ sets, okay? The funny thing about this, I think they do it more for themselves or for not a lot of people really care. Some people tune in and watch, or then they'll leave. But the streams at first where they would just go straight to Facebook and they'd be playing music out of their external speakers in their office or wherever they were, okay? And so it was the noise just coming out of their speakers. And then they figured out, oh, I can plug my mixer directly into the computer and I can stream that. And now it's have a clear sound. And now they have better web cameras, and now they have virtual rooms, and then they have green screens and all this stuff. And it's evolved over the last 4 weeks to where everything is just amazing. Like it is. So the DJs are adapting, but they are in 4 weeks, they have evolved, you know that image of the Cro-Magnon man coming up to man, whatever. It's like that. It's so fascinating to watch that. But what's even better about it is we're watching each other's performances, and we're getting better, and we're being inspired by each other. Because when we go to the DJ conferences, we talk about business, how to build a business, how to market yourself. I spoke on performance. Believe it or not, that's what I talked about. And I talked about performance, and in your performance, watching other DJs become better performers, and they're doing it. And I'm not saying my presentation inspired everybody to do this, but I'm just saying we are now cognizant of everybody else and what they are doing, and they are becoming better performers, and they are becoming better at that. And so it's really cool to watch this evolution online, and everything in the streaming world is so much better. The sound is better, the visuals are better. The DJs that get more views are having people watch them because they have a great stream. And the other day I watched a DJ and a drummer online and they're doing it together. It's amazing. And so these are things that I'm working on too. I'm working on my virtual game show. I'm working on all these different things. But in the same regard, I've gone to all these different Facebook forums. There's this one about karaoke. Do you know about the karaoke one?
Yeah.
So I
Quarantine
created one.
karaoke.
Yeah, quarantine and karaoke, where you have a lot of people in theater who are amazing singers. I am not. So I go on there and I just produce this really silly video to always look on the bright side of life. But I'm using effects. I'm using my disco ball, and I'm having fun with that. And it's amazing to see how everybody's doing it virtually. To be perfectly honest, I'm sick of staring at screens all day. But it is so fun to see how people are stepping up their game. They're evolving. So
Yeah.
there's your little bonus for you.
Well, I want to ask you, because as you first started talking about that, the question that popped into my head was, what from that can you take away? Do you want to take away if things get back to some kind of normal in which you are doing live things for a big group again? And talk to me about that, because it seemed like you kind of started to answer that question without my even asking it when you talked about performance. But elaborate for me.
I don't think things are going to get normal for what we do. Like what our normalcy is before this all happened, I don't think it'll be a year. I think it'll be a year, in my opinion. We'll start doing events again, but the normalcy will not return for a year, in my opinion, because we have to find that vaccine, and we have to be able to adapt, and people have to be comfortable going to an event and not catching anything.
Yeah.
Right. But there are people who want to go out and celebrate. I did a parking lot networking event just the other night, and people are like, "Oh, human connection! Oh, I get to come out. This is so amazing!" And there was like 15 of us, 20 of us in a parking lot, and I was playing music, and they were just talking and chatting. And we all parked our cars with our tailgates pointed to each other, and we kept ourselves socially distant. And then I started playing music, and then it turned into a dance party. We're all doing line dances, doing the YMCA, and people were like, "Oh, I needed this. I needed this." And so people need that. So I now forget what the original question was.
What of this renaissance are you going to be able to take?
Oh yeah. So what am I going to
forward?
be able to do? Yeah. So that's the great thing is now I have better virtual equipment. I have a virtual studio. And I can now tell people, like, I do virtual presentations. I do virtual dance parties. You know, we want to connect people from all over the world. Why don't we do a virtual dance party? Why don't we do a virtual game show? So I'd rather be in person, but now we can think outside the box of like, oh, we can do this. Hey, we do our monthly webinar. We do our monthly meeting online with our associates, you know, all over the country. We can hire Rob to do this, to do a virtual game show. So there is application, and I think I'm going to be able to apply this for the next year or so, and maybe towards the future. So there's that. And, you know, and I got an inquiry this morning. Hey, can you do a virtual dance party for our group? Last night we did a virtual birthday party. And imagine there are people that couldn't make it to your event. Now you can do it virtually. You can say, I can stream this, I can do that. So now you're giving people, opening up the possibilities of what we can do virtually, which is great. I don't want it to be the standard or the norm, but I think it's going to be a little while before we get back to a sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.